Hello everyone, welcome. I'm going to actually quickly turn off my heater so you don't hear that. Welcome everybody. How's it going? I am here, Natalie Chami with the microKORG. If you are unfamiliar with the microKORG, this has been around in production for 20 years. Mine, I got in 2006. And it's 16 years old. I did the math earlier. Let's just hear a little bit of it. And then this is going to be a shout out to all the people that have owned a microKORG for many, many years and have never read the manual, because we're gonna show you a few things. All right. So, for many of you, this may have been your first synthesizer. For others, it might be something that you're considering getting. I'm going to show you a little bit of everything. This was my first synthesizer, and why it made a great impact on me was because of, one, it's super compact, battery operated. I believe I was in college in a dorm room when I first got my microKORG, so it was super portable, really easy to get around. It's less than 5 pounds. If you missed it, I did say it is battery operated, which is super cool. And of course, having that option with the Vocoder, which I will show you later on as well. All of these aspects, plus 128 programs right at your fingertips. But something that really stuck with me, to be honest, is the fact that it didn't look like there was a lot on the front panel. So it wasn't intimidating. I immediately could see, okay, there are 5 knobs. I can probably figure that out, right? So let's take a look, and I'm gonna kind of guide you through some of the basics, some of the like beyond the basics, and also my Korg team is here in the chat. If you have some questions, chat away. First question for you, where are you from? It's been a while. I wonder where everybody's tuning in from. We'd love to hear it. I'm in the DC area and on the internet. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna guide you through. So right now, this is your big funky knob, as it was, you know, kind of announced on a lot of the media that we had when it first came out. I like to call it that because it's kind of funny. And it categorizes your presets and preloaded programs by genres. So I'm going to pick by turning this big funky knob to hip hop vintage. And then right from there, you have these 8 buttons that have 8 different sounds. If I go through them, and then there's a B bank, an A and a B bank. So you have 16 sounds per category. And then right now, for now, I have one that I want to pick. One of my favorite go-to sounds is kind of this organ sound. So it's in hip hop vintage. It's number 6 on the A bank. So, and then of course it categorizes by number. So it's 56 when we're in the hip hop vintage category. So let's hear it. You saw I just played a 5-note chord. This is a 4-voice polyphonic digital synthesizer. What does that mean? It means when I play more than 4 notes, you're only going to hear 4 at a time. So great for chords, right? Everything's covered. Let's see. So now, right when I'm making a sound, what can I do with this? Well, you have your octave shift buttons. So it is a 37 keyboard, mini keys. If I needed to go higher. What's cool about it too is not just being an octave button, but I like that it differentiates between which range of the octave by different colors on that light. So when there are no lights, you're in your like middle C octave, and then you go down, it goes green for the first octave down, and then orange, and then to red to the lowest. So you get a beautiful full range of sound, bass to really high trebly keys. And then you have your pitch and mod wheels right here. So it's just a pitch bend. Okay, everything you kind of want to get started at least with in a synthesizer, it is here. Not every kind of synth in this range, in this price range, I'm just going to say it, has all of these modulations and wheels, tools to modulate. So this is also affecting, as this mod wheel right here is being affecting the modulation or whatever effects are set to it. Okay, so there we have this little section of the keyboard. Now let's take a look. It's pretty self-explanatory. We have our 5 knobs on the top, our editing parameters, all right? So without getting deep into assigning what knobs these are manipulating in the sound, we can just look directly on what's above. And this is gonna be your go-to knob controls for every single program. We have cutoff on knob 1, resonance on knob 2, attack, release, and tempo. Excuse me. Okay, so we have, do I have any questions yet? I don't know. I think we do, but I hope my team's covering them. Great, okay, I'm gonna look maybe back and forth a little bit, but back on this thought. So we have these 5 knobs. Our cutoff, so if you were never familiar, and I wasn't with, I played piano and keyboards before, but I didn't understand synth words. So cutoff, what's great is you can just use your ears to figure these terms out, right? So if I turn the cutoff knob to the right, you're gonna get a higher frequency, right? Or shriller, right? Squealier tones. If I turn it to the left, it's gonna become a warmer tone. Okay, first thing I ever learned are these functions, these knobs right here. And you can take them to any single synth as well, which is so awesome. Or not, because you have everything here. So you have your resonance knob as well, and it's also going to affect the timbre or the sound of your program. I like to use the resonance with the cutoff, so listen to resonance on its own. Again, you get a brighter sound. Now, I'm gonna play them both together. Some nice things going on there. And our attack, how quickly the sound is heard, is affected by the attack knob. So if I want it to have a slower attack, turn it to the right before it's fully opened, the envelope, right? If I want the sound to immediately happen more in a percussive way or more like an acoustic piano, the way the sound, as soon as you hit a key, the sound's gonna be heard. Right? Or, like I said, sorry, I'm gonna get a little bit more higher frequencies in here, but just in case you can't hear it. Slower attack. So you get a swell into the sound, right? And then the release does exactly the same thing. Turning it to the right, I'm gonna have a slower decay in sound. So it's gonna take longer after I take my fingers off the keys for the sound to disappear. So I'll turn the release all the way up. The sound's continuing because I have a longer release happening. Okay, if I turned it all the way down to the left, as soon as I pick up my hands, the sound is over, right? And then we have our tempo knob. So actually, let me just play a little bit for you with playing around with the release, and then I'll get into that tempo. There's that little sound. Okay, let's go into tempo. So this, I'm gonna pick a new patch, a new program, just so you can hear different things. The microKORG is so well known in a lot of pop music, especially for, I think, its arpeggiator. And what does that mean? That means if I play a chord, it gets broken up and repeated in a pattern. I'm going to pick a new sound. Let's see, how about, I wrote down a few sounds to use for today. Let's do retro as my category, A61. Okay. There's my arpeggiator. I have the latch on specifically saved on this program, so that means if I press a key, the arpeggiator will continue to go. I can change that in my parameters when we get into the deeper parameters in a second. But let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, because I was going to show you the tempo knob. Faster tempo, right? Slower tempo. Now what if I wanted to turn the latch off so I can talk to you a little bit in between while working with this sound? So we're gonna get a little deeper into our edit select knobs. So like I said, these 5 knobs will always function as cutoff, resonance, attack, release, tempo, as long as we are in the main program selected, right? What I mean by that, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go into the arpeggiator mode. As soon as I do that, you're gonna see that these 8 buttons, I'm going to turn it down just in case you can't hear me over it. These 8 buttons are going to show what my pattern is. So if I wanted to build, and what I mean by that is they're all representing an 8th note. If I wanted this to have some rests in between, break it up, I can do that. All you do is press the button and you can actually see where the rests are happening. Okay, what else can I do? Change up. So there are 6 different arpeggiator patterns, and I'm gonna go through them with you. So let's see. Okay, with the deeper aspect of, oh my God, I can't even concentrate right now. Hold up. Okay, so the deeper aspects of our editing parameter knobs are totally just lined up in the columns right under each knob, which is amazing. You're gonna see that there's text in green and text in this silvery goldish gray color. The text when we are working with just the synthesizer is gonna be the text on the left that's in the gray. So if I am in I found where on my 2 edit select knobs says arpeggiator. So there's 2 options for arpeggiator just because there's so many parameters that we can mess around with. So I'm gonna pick arpeggiator A. Turn the knob there. Now I can see right across, this first column is just showing me which knob I selected, arpeggiator A. And then instead of using knob 5 as the tempo, because now I've switched my edit select, the tempo knob is going to be A. So let's have this going again. So tempo A. A knob, okay? It just perfectly lines up. Something I'm not sure that I fully paid attention to when I started playing with the synthesizer for the first time. Resolution. So this is going to show what rhythmic value is creating the beat. So right now when it's on 12, the 8th note is triplet form. Now the 8th note is being counted for each beat. Okay, I'm changing the tempo at the same time. That's not going to help if you hear the tempo and the resolution of the rhythm change. And you can go into quarter note is the beat. Triplet patterns, 8th note patterns, 16th notes. Triplet 16th notes, all right? Moving on, next knob, gate. This is really cool. If you've never played with gate and arpeggiators, you can achieve this nice percussive sound. So if I bring it up just a little bit, where's my gate? This knob. If I bring it down all the way, little trick, okay? If I just wanted to create a rhythm, awesome. Especially if you're like syncing different instruments you can send out this rhythmic value through MIDI. And then the type, here we go, got to it. Random, oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn up the gate again so you can hear the pitch. It's on random right now, so it's not gonna be hitting, if I play, let's say A, C, E, it's just bouncing around the A, the C, the E, any of those notes in whatever combination. I can also have it just going down, E, C, A, and pitch, up, A, C, E, and then alternating, up and down and up. And then here's just the chord being triggered rhythmically. All right, that's my arpeggiator A knobs. Should I give you a new sound and play around with the arpeggiator? No, let's keep going, let's keep going. If I didn't want to, by the way, if I didn't want to see the rhythm and back to my cutoff, resonance, and attack, to make sure, you just press that program again and you're gonna see the program you selected. Here's my cutoff again. Okay. So these are now functioning again back to our original cutoff, resonance, attack, release, tempo knobs. Let's go to arpeggiator B. What do we have in here? We have our latch option. Right now I have latch on again because I played the chord and it's just going. If I wanted to turn the latch off, so that way the arpeggiator is only being triggered when I play. You just turn this latch knob. It's on, turn it off. Okay, so what does this mean? Hey, I said latch off. I turned it back on back. Did you see that? I turned it back on. There you go. Now it's off. That's your delay. Yes, it has effects, and we'll get into that too. We can also do a swing. Right, so your rhythm's not landing exactly on the downbeat there. It's gonna swing a little bit in between where the beat is. Key sync, last step. So right now I have 8 steps going. I like this one too. If I wanted to make this not use 8 steps in this rhythmic pattern, I can do 4. And now you're only gonna see the 4 steps light up. And it's gonna bounce around there. Okay, super easy arpeggiator. If you didn't know and you only just thought like the preloaded programs that have arpeggiator set are arpeggiators and it was set like that, no, you can edit every parameter just like I showed you. Okay, let's go into layers, another kind of deep cut into the microKORG. So a program or a sound can have multiple programs within one. What does that mean? That means if I picked, let's say, program retro number 1 or something, and then I wanted, on top of it, when I played a key, program number 6, I can have those 2 programs combine into one. Let me show you. Retro A60, no, that's the one I just showed you. I want to show you one for multi-timbral, that's the word for it, by the way. Hip-hop vintage A51. If you're following along with me, if you have your microKORG in front of you, do it with me. Okay, so here is what this one sounds like. It has 2 layers. You're going to be able to see right here if a program has 2 layers immediately by these 2 little red lights. When one is lit up, that means this program that you have selected has 2 layers, or you've made a program with 2 layers. Okay, let's play around with these 2 layers. It's pretty difficult for me as a musician even to hear the separation between the 2 layers and be able to edit the parameters of one layer and then the other without hearing it until I isolate each layer. So do you know how to do that? I sure do. So I'm going to show you. All you have to do is hit Shift and the timbre button, timbre select button. Now it's flashing. It's only going to let me hear layer 1. Did you guess that that was going to be what that one timbre sounded like? Okay, so what did the second layer sound like? Same thing, Shift, just press the timbre select. Ooh, what a nice contrast, right? Kind of have this rounded sound with a higher frequency, noisier patch on top of it. So you get this together. Okay, let's play around with this. What if I wanted to detune the 2 layers? What if I wanted to have layer 1 have a portamento, so it slides and then catches up with layer 2? Let's play around with that. What if I wanted to change the oscillator for layer 1? You can do all of this very easily, accessible. Again, just, you don't have to open up a manual or read it on a computer, which I hate doing. I just want to make sounds. As soon as somebody points out to you, which I just did, I hope, that you have the direct controls written on the microKORG, love it. Okay, so let's see. We want to play around with, I said, let's do the portamento one. And I kind of want the portamento to happen on layer 1, the one that was a little more squealier, and have that glide up. So let's select, just make sure you have layer 1, the one you want to mess with. And then, do I want to solo it for you? Why not? It might be easier to hear. Okay, let's solo it. And then let's play around with that pitch. So that's where I have my portamento and maybe detune it. Okay, that's what it sounds like as is currently. And let's do a portamento. So I'm going to slide from one key to the next. Right now it's on 0, right? Ooh, nice and queasy. Okay, let's add, well, let's hear how that sounds, not soloed. I don't want you to be soloed, I just switched. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Did you hear that? Okay. I might mix that layer 1 a little bit louder, but let's first go back into layer 1. I am there, and I also wanted to detune it a little bit. So am I still in pitch? I am, and let's do a tune. I have both layers happening right now. I don't have a soloed anymore, and that's because I want to tune between the 2. Detune, really, or make some harmonies. I like that. Okay, let's go to layer, let's play around with which oscillator I'm using, which waveform on oscillator 1. So let's turn to the oscillator knob, oscillator waveform on this knob. Switch it to square. I dig it. Okay, let's do one. What else should I change? There's so many things I can change. Do I have any requests? Did anybody ask me questions on the screen? I don't think so. I think my team members are handling it for me. I'm getting deep into synth land right now. Okay, so let's play around with, oh, I said the mix earlier. So let's go into the mix. So there's a mixer. the mix between the two layers. Pretty simple. Mixer, oscillator level 1. Okay. That's bringing it down all the way. I dig it. Let's go into, do I want to, is that good? Should I just play a little bit with this? How queasy can I get it? I think that kind of shows you a lot about the layers. So I just want to reiterate, it's really helpful to solo it just by hitting Shift, Timbre Select. Can I make my own 2 layers? Absolutely. You can change which programs are there. Just go into, let's see, if I wanted to do it, I'm trying to think what would be the easiest way to show you. You know what? Here, okay, so go into Voice. If I wanted this to not be a 2-layer, I'll work backwards. It's already 2 layers. What does it look like when it's a single layer? Back to my regular kind of basic program mode. Go into Voice. So I turned Edit Select into Voice. And then this knob right here just says single or layer. I'm in layer mode right here. Lay, single. And you'll also notice when you don't have 2 layers that your 2 lights will not turn on. So you'll know what you're working with. Turn it back on. Layer mode. Now we have the 2 Timbre Select lights will show up, because then you got to select between Timbre 1 or Timbre 2, or Program 1, Program 2. I hope that helps. Okay, I showed you arpeggiator, I showed you layers. Maybe the best part, vocoder? Yeah, how are we on time? It's 1:30. Okay, I'm gonna show you vocoder. It comes with a microphone. Awesome. Condenser microphone, you plug it right in. The first thing you're gonna wanna do, go to the vocoder as your category, right? Turn that big funky knob to vocoder. What is a vocoder? So if I send a signal through this microphone, which is inputted right here, there's a little 1/8 inch input for that, and a level. You gotta check your level. If I play a sound, like a chord, okay, this one's already activated. I'm gonna talk about that too. Let's pick this one. So if I'm playing the chord, I'm moving away from the mic just in case it picks up any sound. If I play a chord, nothing's gonna sound. If I play a key or multiple keys, nothing will sound unless I am triggering activation into the mic to say, hey, open up the envelope and let me hear what sound that is. And why is this cool? I can make my voice sound kind of like a robot. What if I just started, so right now you're hearing my mic that's on me, plus this mic. But what if I started talking to you in the stream with just the vocoder mic? I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I should talk to you guys again and not just play with the vocoder. If I have the vocoder on, the first thing you want to check is your mic signal. So you don't want, you're going to get a red light flash if you're getting too much signal. So here we go. I'm talking into it, playing a chord, and you're going to see this audio in mic line is flashing green to show a signal, right? I can turn it up, and then if I turn it way too far up, how annoying am I right now? If I turn it all the way up, I might get some clipping. So look at those levels first, unless you like clipping. Hello, hello. So that's all the way down. Hello, hello. If I'm talking this loud, you're going to see that it'll turn red if I have the level too loud. So I'm going to just check that level in the back. There's a little knob. Okay, so that's first, check your mic level. Your cutoff, resonance, tag, all that stuff is going to work exactly the same. And remember that if you caught this at the beginning of the stream, or if you want to go back and rewind later on when this is on, the green text symbolizes that we are affecting vocoder parameters. So again, they'll still line up perfectly, but now we got to just pay attention to the green part. So let's play with maybe some delay or some modulation effects like, why can't I think of the word right now? Phaser or something like that, okay? So let's do that. Oh, and I'm going to show you one extra trick. If you are not interested in using the microphone, but you like the sound, but it's like too much to do to have to trigger the sound and play at the same time, you can also do a form and hold. I'm showing you so many things at once right now, but I'm just going to do the form and hold first so that way I can easily affect the sound, and then I'll go back into the singing into the mic to trigger the sound. So a form and hold just means whatever I'm doing into the mic right now is going to take that signal and lock it in, save it, so that way I don't have to keep singing into it. And it's just this button right here. Press the form and hold. So now I don't have to sing into the mic. That signal got locked in. Cool? Did you know that? Some of them, the pre-made vocoder patches or programs that are saved in here actually have the form and hold activated. And it's so funny because I like never knew that that was why I couldn't just sing into the mic. Anyway, whatever. I finally read the manual so I can show, so you don't have to. And now you can see how to use that form and hold. Okay, so let's play with some of the effects while I have you here. Let's turn into some delay. You can already hear, hopefully you have headphones on, that I have a little panning delay happening left and right. So I just turned to delay. What is delay doing? It is the type for this knob, left, right. I told you, you could just hear it, use your ears. Left, right. You can also do stereo or cross or whatever. I like the left, right. It's easier to hear for this demonstration, at least. And then let's do, there's tempo sync if you wanted to, delay time and delay depth. That's just how long the delay is going to last. Nice. It's kind of like naturally falls or consciously was programmed to be in the release knob. So it's kind of similar where the delay is having that longer release, right? It continues on based on that knob. If you don't want to use that delay, just turn it all the way to the left, down. Now I don't have it, right? And what about the speed of it? That's faster to the left. Shorter, right? Back and forth. There's my slower. Who doesn't like to play with delay? That's fun. You can get some Terry Riley effects with some fun delay. Okay, what about some mod effects? What do we have for mod effects? Type, ensemble, phaser. Let's do phaser, as I said it earlier. There's my phaser. And of course, you're going to be able to do your speed of the phaser. Love that. There's a slower one that you can easily hear, right? Should I play in a different key? There's my funky phaser. Sometimes I gotta be honest, I don't love phaser. It's such an easy effect to hear for demonstrations of effects. I love it for that. So I like you, phaser, never mind. Okay, what else do I want to do? How about ooh, and you can still use the arpeggiator with your vocoder. I think it's way more fun to use the arpeggiator with the mic and kind of trigger it when you feel like it. So I'm gonna turn the form and hold off by just pressing it. See, it's not happening anymore. So I was playing in the key of D major, I think, before. Hello. See, it stops, but you can hear me because of this mic. I'm gonna turn my mic off. Do you want to see the pattern of the arpeggiator? Yeah, that'd be fun. It's funny because I have an arpeggiator plus delay plus phaser. It's a lot of stuff that's rhythmically happening on a single program, I think. Maybe you like it, but let's see. Hello. I wanted that to show up. Okay, maybe I'll show that with another one. I was going to show you just the pattern. Well, I can do it over here. Sometimes there's a shortcut key. It didn't work that time. It may have been my personal fault. If you hit Shift A and then the side button, it's a shortcut to just see the rhythmic pattern, but I just did it the long form. I don't know which one's longer, honestly. You can just turn to the arpeggiator. So here's my rhythmic pattern. I put some rests in there, which is not as effective when you have delay and all that going. So let's turn down delay. Off. Here we go. There's our vocoder. I don't know. Do you need more vocoder stuff? I think I kind of covered a lot of it. That basically, again, know how your shift button works, know how your 5 knobs work and how they directly correspond to the text that's under it. The gray text for the synth sounds, the green for the vocoder sounds. Use your big funky knob to pick your program. Yes, you can save everything. That's the right button. Arpeggiator, 6 different patterns. Excuse me. You have your octave shift, which changes colors based on which octave you are in. Very helpful. And your edit select knobs to then change which parameters those 5 knobs function to control. And maybe you'll let me see. Oh, I know. This is how I wanted to close out. Duh. This is why I prepared. A demo song. I didn't even know there were demo songs in here. So maybe I'll play a demo song to close out. How does that sound? I think it sounds cool. So demo sounds happen. I don't know, I just turned the knob because I felt like it. It's fun to turn. Shift and then the arpeggiator button. And then I'm going to close out. So have fun listening to these demos. I'm Natalie Chami, product manager for synthesizers.org. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to change the demo. All I got to do is press number 6 or the octave up and down. I like number 6 demo song. This one's really nice to hear the stereo effects. Okay, bye for real this time.